The reason I kept quiet and have not spoken is because of the body.
Hello, brethren. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the End Time Truth Television. I found this video this morning and listening to Apostle Michael Orokpo, I felt so emotional. You know, I did about 2 series on his fallout with Apostle Arome Osayi. And even though there are some people misunderstood my motive of doing that video, I did that video out of concern. I did that video out of broken heart because I saw the relationship that was between these two. And to be sincere with you, the way Michael Orokpo has been silent about this, he has not made any utterance about it. Not that I know anyway. I don't know if anybody has seen any video where he spoke about that. You know, depicts a lot of maturity. And so he has somehow explained the reason why he decided to keep quiet. He has responded to it. Listen to him, and God will grant the body of Christ this maturity and the love that was there when the apostles were doing their thing.
You are welcome to the End Time Truth Television, the channel for the lovers of truth, for the truth of the end time. So if you are a lover of truth, give us a subscription and God bless you. Shalom.
Earlier today, and said the prophet called and said I should pray and that they should pray for me, that there's a gang up about me. They want to create something that will trigger a lot of talk on the internet. I say I've been fighting for more than 4 years. In the last 2 years, I've been under very strong heat. The reason I kept quiet and have not spoken is because of the body. If I speak, what you will hear, you will be shocked. But instead of being right, you will rather keep quiet and be wrong because of the body. You know why? There are more than 10 million young people who are on fire today because of us. There are more than 5 million people who are pursuing God today because of us. It will be high level selfishness to come and say things that I ought not to say just to appear right. What will become the fate of that person? And so even if you speak, it will vindicate you. But because of the body of Christ, just keep quiet and die. At the end of the day, your report card is not on earth, it's in heaven. Are you following? He said the first sign of maturity. And I'm not saying I've perfected it, so don't think I'm teaching and using myself as an example, right? I'm just giving you real life scenarios so that you understand the emphasis that I'm communicating. We have one faith, we have one baptism, to give you an idea that there is no basis for dividing the body of Christ. It will be impossible no matter how you try. When you divide the body of Christ, it's like splitting an individual apart. Nobody gains. You know, because we are not mature, we allow crisis come in between us. And then when one person is pulled down, we assume that we have won. And so today you find one aspect of the church carry dagger fighting the other aspect, and we create a secret cabal system where we mentor people to muscle up with us and destroy the other person, and we come out in the media and act as if we are victims. It's a manipulation from the pit of hell. Most of the battles going on in the body of Christ today, it is the captains that spearhead it. They go and mentor the younger ones, tell them things to instigate them, and you find battles. This is why many young believers never grow, because while they are yet to discover Christ, they have already become arsenals in the hands of another man who should lead them in growth, and they are fighting to defend his interests. We didn't come here to defend anybody. We all came here to represent Christ and Christ alone. The only contribution you have if there's a conflict between two believers is to pray for them, and also to make move for conflict resolution if you have the authority to do so.
Well, anyway, it is possible for anybody to say that he was taking a dig at his former mentor, or one that some of us call spiritual father. I really don't want to look at it in that angle. I want to broaden the scope. I want to look at it actually that what he's saying is what is truly happening in the body of Christ, and it gives one concern. There is so much battle. There are so many things contending with the church, the menace of fake and false prophets and the apostles and pastors and preachers, is there, and one is grappling with it. And unfortunately, even on this front too, not so many of the pastors agree together, agree on this, that error should be, called out. And what he's saying, from my own standpoint and my own view and my own experience, we see it that, whenever things are happening, I just uploaded a video where Pastor Paul Rika was inciting his members to go out and defend him, because if they don't, and if he is discredited or if he dies, they will not make heaven, they will not go to heaven, and their names will be blotted out of the book of life just because he, their pastor, has been discredited, and which is laughable. And so that is why, sometimes you may not need to wonder, why do people, behave the way they behave? Why do they defend, their man of God, in quote, more than they should defend Christ? And I've been here and I've stated it categorically that me will not go to hell because of any man. I want to offend Christ because I want to defend anybody. Somebody was asking me a question: if you're walking by the roadside and side by side your pastor, and somebody comes around to slap your pastor, what would you do? I ask the person, what would my pastor do? Because I believe that my pastor will not fight. So I will not fight. I can put my body on the line to protect him, physically, but not to go after the person to fight. What if in the process of fighting for him, trying to to show that I love him, and then something happens to me and I lose my soul and go to hell while he is alive? So people should not be doing this. What Michael Orokpo has said is actually true. And to refresh your memory, there was some kind of videos that came out where Apostle Arome was making comment about the son he raised, and it was fresh that time that they went to Ghana and they introduced themselves in Ghana, and coming back, there was this statement by Apostle Arome Osayi about the son he raised, and shortly after that, we never saw them together. And all the next thing we did was that we began to see Orokpo with other pastors. Now, there was something he said, and which must be taken seriously. Something he said, that instead of these things being escalated or being allowed to escalate, now those that have the authority should kind of come together and mend fence and resolve the problem. Now, and I think that by this, I think he has set in motion a kind of a will that should touch those that have authority over him, at least over them, those men of God that they respect. I actually, in one of my videos, I said I expected somebody like Dr. Enenche, though I don't know what they might have done behind the scene. Somebody like Dr. Paul Enenche, whom he went to for the dedication of his son and eventually impartation, as it is called, to have called the two of them together, because it is very obvious. It's quite obvious that even when people are like, why would you do this? I mean, people trying to live in denial, it is quite revealing, and it is an open secret. All right, so one was expecting that these senior men of God that they have a kind of affiliated themselves to, someone like Dr. Paul Enenche or others, should have come and brought them together, and whatever that went bad between the two of them should have been put in place and settled, so that if one is going on his own thing, he will understand that I have made peace with whoever I was supposed to peace with.
Apostle, you will not leave the fuller's house, the house of soap, the place of washing. Stay there. You're washing by the waters. It's your lot. Don't be in a hurry. There's a difference between speed and haste. There's a difference between greatness and fame. Fame is cheaper than greatness. The meaning of greatness is deep. It is natural for us to want greatness. The disciples of Jesus said to themselves, who shall be greatest? They were 12 chosen out of millions. They still had that issue. It is natural. It was 12 people carefully chosen. One of them was a thief. How did he become a thief? And Satan entered. How did he enter? He opened. He has knocked 11 door. The 12th door, he opened. Do not open. You are in the fuller's house. That's your place. You're in the place of soap, of washing, of cleansing. Do it regularly. Bring the soap to people. Bring the waters to people. Wash by the word, by the waters of the word. Wash. That's where you are. That's where you are. Do not be in a hurry. There's a difference between haste and speed. There's a difference between pace and stride. You are not in the league of horsemen that are in a race. You are not running with them. You are taking your time. You are walking in your day. You are walking in your life. You are not in a haste. You are sent. Not only sent, you are given.
All right, that was just to refresh your memory, because this video also came out when those things happened, and I do not know how long it took after this prophecy was given to him before he went his separate ways. But all I'm trying to point out here is that those whom he has indirectly appealed to should wade into it, whether that was the message or not. But at least somebody's conscience should have been, somebody should take the message to somebody that should take action to ensure that there is conflict resolution. I'll be so glad to see Apostle Michael Orokpo coming to minister at Remnant Christian Network, and vis-a-vis Apostle Arome Osayi being invited to encounter Christ, ministry in Abuja. I mean, there is no denying it. Michael Orokpo himself said much about Arome Osayi's impact in his life, right? So that cannot be denied, and it will be very, very great to see them again. Thank you so much. Let's know what you think about this. Honestly speaking, listening to this made me weak and made me understand that there is so much that is still missing in the body of Christ. Thank you so much. I'll be seeing you in the next video. Till then, let's know what you think about the video. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. Please share the link to this video. Make others watch it. So maybe somebody somewhere that can take action may see it and take a decisive action. Consider to join the channel membership. I'll be seeing you in the next video. Till then, from me to you. Shalom.